Welcome back to the podcast, guys. It's me, Riley. I'm your host. With me, as always, is my girlfriend, Miranda.
I'm the other host.
Yeah.
It's a new format. I don't like it.
Yeah, I know. I got lost my confidence in the middle of my intro on that.
Yeah. You threw me off.
I stumbled out of the gate. I threw myself off. So what's up, guys? I just want to get right into it. There's something that I've been dying to bring up already.
Okay.
Since the last podcast. I think on the last one. Whichever one we talked about going commando to school. Right. Okay, so.
I think that was the last one.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Tell me.
Embarrassing. It's embarrassing time. Okay.
I love embarrassing time. Secret window.
So, as a stinky 12 to probably 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Well, this is when this was all happening.
Okay.
I was about 12 to 14. This is when I stopped wearing underwear to school.
Okay.
And
before you get started, what prompted you just woke up one day and was like, fuck them draws.
Basically, it was like, this is just so much more that I have to do. You know?
Literally one step.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Okay.
So I stopped doing it.
Okay.
Like, I'm tired of wearing these. Well, here was the thing. All right. First of all, you remember being a kid and thinking that you just couldn't do stuff? Simple things now that you can definitely do, and it's no problem, and it's a simple fix. But as a kid, it just wasn't possible, right? Like, for instance, I stopped wearing I know why I stopped wearing underwear. I stopped wearing underwear because all that my dad and mom would buy me were briefs, right? They're like chones. That's what I call them.
Little tidy whities?
Yeah, all they would buy me, not tidy whities, but chones is what we call them.
But what's the difference?
They're like bikini
Yeah,
style.
but they're not. That's tidy whities. They don't have to be white, but
yeah, that style.
Okay.
But that's the only way I know how to explain
panties.
it. In my say, yeah,
panties.
Mayonnaise. But that's what they would buy me. And they were fucking uncomfortable as shit. They would wad up. I didn't like them. But instead of saying I would like to wear boxers, I did wear boxers for a little while. I tried boxers. They crumple up.
I can only imagine. I've always thought that if I was a dude, I would be a boxer briefs kind of guy. Because the idea of so much fabric from boxers, like, I just have a vivid memory of every skinny white boy in middle school wearing jeans that were too big, and then just the boxers all like 4 or 5 inches of fabric pushed up the top.
Yep.
You know?
Yep, that was the move. Because they were fucking.
Because I can tell what kind of fucking wedgie you have.
But see, that fucking Hollister, American Eagle, Aeropod, they were styling their fucking boxers
that was
way.
Briefs, boxer briefs.
Either way, I was wearing these boxers, and they would have wad up because I like to wear like the ones that had cartoon characters on them, and they were like real flowy and stuff. Right? Yeah. So those didn't work.
Right.
In jeans. So I took.
It's like wearing a whole other pair of shorts under your pants.
Instead of just, being like, I don't want to do that, I would like to try other underwear, I was just like, I'm just going to stop wearing underwear.
That is extremely non-confrontational of you.
Yeah, well, I'm just not going to do this. Never mind.
Well, it's not worth it. If this is going to be an issue, I will just delete it from my life.
Exactly. It was going to be an issue. I was like, if I bring this up, I'm just going to have to listen to them yell at me about having to buy me new underwear, and I don't want to do that. So, never mind.
Let's get to the embarrassment.
So, stop wearing underwear to school. But then, puberty has begun. So, I start stinking.
Yes.
And I was not the best at hygiene as a teenager, right?
Most boys aren't.
I will say that once athletics started, it was better. But here's what.
Because your friends and your coach will shame you.
Yeah. Well, I just always felt gross. Like,
ladies didn't, and we can come back to this, but we had showers in our locker room, but we were not allowed to use them.
Why? Y'all weren't allowed to use them?
No, in middle school.
Really?
Because I didn't do anything, and I pretended to do gymnastics in high school, but I played all the sports in middle school. But yeah, we had showers in the locker room, but we were not allowed to use them.
Yeah. We We didn't really use ours either. We would just go home. Like we would go to practice at the end of the day, so just get in the car and go home.
Sometimes I want to say my maybe 7th and 8th grade year, I had athletics right after lunch, which also is a problem in and of itself. But then I have 3 periods to go to after I've just played volleyball for an hour.
Yeah.
Like, y'all just made me run a mile, and have to just take my sweaty ass to science class?
Yeah. So this leads into my embarrassment. So round about, I don't know, 7th to 8th grade, maybe even probably 6th grade actually is when this first started. I start stinking and I ain't wearing underwear, right? So I'm sitting in my seat in class and I can smell my balls. And I was like,
oh no.
Well, I was like, if I can smell me, everybody can smell me. Right?
Which actually isn't always true.
No, it's not. But I am.
But it is good to be
I'm
aware.
12.
It's good to be aware.
Yeah, I'm 12 and freaking the fuck out.
Right.
So this goes on. Like I'm sitting there, and I would do this thing. You know how like you like do a thing to smell your arm, right? Like
yeah.
In public.
The casual stretch.
Right. Well, I'm doing that with my balls. So like.
How?
Well, one of the ways was to get my book and just do that like that.
Oh, waft it. That's creative. I thought you were gonna say drop my book on the ground and then I would bend over.
So no, that's another one. You could do that. You could drop your pencil or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
But
the waft is pretty creative.
Well, yeah. So you got to get creative because you're in the jungle. You know what I mean? You're in the jungle right now. And you can't let on that there's a weakness because if you do, then it's game over. What are you sniffing your balls right now, bro? There's no way you're sniffing your balls right now. I'm not sniffing my balls, man. I was just It's hot.
Question.
It's hot in here.
You were a teenage boy. I wasn't. I wasn't a bully. If you had somebody in your class, what would be what you would get him for most? Like being stinky balls or smelling for his stinky balls? Like which would you attack more? Which is better bully fuel?
It would be both. Right?
I think the smelling is worse to me.
Well, like you would obviously call it, obviously what you go to immediately is gay. Right. If we're talking,
that was the go-to. That was the go-to.
I mean, we're talking. All right. So it's 04. He's in class. Just caught the guy sniffing his balls. I'm definitely throwing the F word right at him. You know, with full confidence. Hey, 04, 05, 06.
Yeah.
That word just flew.
Don't do it. Don't do it now.
But you're definitely throwing that at him.
But we did.
Well, he's sniffing his balls. And then you're gonna like accuse him.
At least he's not sniffing somebody else's balls.
Well, that's the next, but that's his next step. It doesn't matter what he is or isn't doing. And now he's in my world. Now
he's
right?
just a ball sniffer.
Now it's creative. Like, watch your fucking balls, dude. He's gonna come over there and sniff your balls at practice. What are you fucking leaving? What are you sniffing our fucking compression shorts in the locker room? You beep. You know what I'm saying? And
this is the best, considering that all of these insults could have been hurled at you.
Yes,
the ball
right. What do you think I was doing? And they're gonna fucking see me.
Yeah.
And what are you doing, balls? Never. What are you fucking gay? What are you? You know.
Yeah.
Anyways, so watch your balls, guys.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I gotta figure out what's going on here. So obviously, I need to figure something. I need to make a move. So my first move. Initially is to go to my backpack because my mom made me carry like a stick of deodorant with me to school. Because we had athletics in the middle of the day at like 11 a.m.
Yeah.
And I would smell me in that, so I would take it and put it on. But anyways, so that's my first move. Go to my backpack, get the little. It was classic red. Like the red canister Old Spice with the blue, the old school grandpa kind. Turns out that does not do as well on your groinal region as it does in your armpits.
Was it the gel
Yes,
or
the gel.
Oh yeah, no.
So I gelled up down there, and then it just smelled like Old Spice,
old
and ball
balls.
sack.
It just
Yeah.
smelled like old balls.
Yeah, it smelled like old man balls, I guess. And so that doesn't work, right? But I continue this for about a week
Because it's the best
I don't
thing we
have the
got.
mo-
It's the
yeah,
best.
it's
It's
what-
the best approach
best
that
I
we've
know.
figured out. I'm gonna keep doing this until I find
I'm
something
taking
better.
a shower in the morning, and I'm taking a shower at night, and nothing is working.
Mhm.
Sometimes, so here,
And in a typical wardrobe day, we're wearing jeans or shorts or
yeah, jeans every day.
jeans every day.
So
okay.
no smell's getting out, right? Like the only way smell get
But
out.
we're also not thinking that this could be the problem.
No,
That we're
obviously
holding
not.
all the funk in on the skin and it's just sitting there and
Obviously
fermenting.
not, no.
Okay, yeah, obviously not.
It's
Okay.
not the problem, okay? The problem is my balls, all right? The problem's me. And it's mine. It's what's in me is coming out and stinking up my balls. Whatever.
This is a very good clip that I would like isolated.
Yes.
The problem is my balls. The problem is me.
Yes, the problem is my balls. And so I gotta figure out a new way.
Okay,
So
so
what's the next
move?
logical next step? Go to the bathroom in between when you get a good waft of it. Go into the bathroom, get the hand soap in your hand, rub it on your balls, wet a paper towel, and wipe that shit off. Right?
Oh.
It works. It worked amazingly.
The hoariest of whore baths.
Yes.
Like literally hand soap and paper towels.
Yep.
Not even putting your junk in the sink or in
Oh
the
no,
bathtub.
absolutely not. What the fuck am I gonna do? No. I'm gonna
Okay, hold on.
I'm gonna pull my balls out
I
in
need
the
to-
middle school bathroom.
I know I'm just making a joke about how you whore bath at home.
We got a
So I
little
need
handheld thing.
I need details on how you executed this. So you went in.
Okay, well here it is. I have it planned out.
Okay.
So I will give you. So I'm sitting in class and I'm like, I gotta think of something because I can't keep scalding my balls with this old man Old Spice. Like I'm getting raw in my groin right now. Not really, but it was
I bet it tingled in a
It
bad
was
way.
red. It was it burned, especially if it was sweaty. Oh, that was another great thing about that. Within that week, I learned how to minimize the sting. Right. So I learned. Oh, wait a minute. Every time I put this on when my armpits are sweatier, it stings. So I'm gonna dry up.
Yeah, because your
clean
follicles
up.
are open.
Yeah. So I'm gonna dry her up here, clean her up a little bit, and then we'll put it on. And so, anyways, we have tried to evolve. Sitting in class, get the funk. I'm like, fuck. I gotta do something about this because I can't focus. I'm
Yeah.
literally just
It's
like
distracting, yeah.
not the smell, the thought of somebody else.
The anxiety.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I go into the bathroom and I think about like, here's how I got to do it. Got to go to this bathroom, go in the stall. Got to get paper towels first. I wet one paper towel and put hand soap on it, and just wet another one. Right. So
Okay.
I figure I don't need
No
very
dry
much hand
ones.
soap. Not yet.
Okay.
I don't know if I grabbed it or not. I don't think so. I don't think I gave a shit.
But so we're putting the hand soap on the paper towels
Yes.
or paper towel.
Paper
And then so
towel.
one wash and one rinse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's,
yeah.
wash on, whatever. Wax
Yeah,
on, wax off.
Yeah,
Hand soap on, hand soap off.
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda.
Because how much of it can you really get off with a damp paper towel?
Well, it all evaporates too. So we've discussed this on here. All right, we've discussed the dry
no,
wash.
we haven't. I wasn't a part
We've
of
discussed
your
dry soaping on here, okay?
dry soaping.
Okay,
no,
well, it works.
It-
So I, wash and rinse and dry. Yeah.
Air quotes hard on that
yeah,
one.
wash and rinse. I wipe and wipe.
Yeah.
Right. That's basically what I do. I smear and wipe.
Yeah, smear and smear.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Get it all fixed up, and that works. It's got a nice.
Ish.
It's got a nice pungent like cherry blossom or whatever the fuck smell. So it's like
I
all
just
right.
picture you in there, and I know you didn't at the small town school that whatever this was in, but I just picture you in there with the Bath and Body Works Japanese cherry blossom, the nice foaming one.
Oh yeah. Well, so that's a good remedy. It's quick, it's easy, it's cheap. Problem is, sometimes maintenance doesn't always come around, and there's not most of the time. About Wednesday to Thursday, there's no soap in there, so it's like fuck. I don't have any
Because you
way,
used it all
and
washing your balls because you know nobody
probably
else in that
so,
middle
you know
school
what
is
I'm
washing
saying?
their hands.
Pretty much.
Or everybody else is washing their balls.
Yeah, maybe I'm not the only one. I would like to hope that, or I would hope that, I would hope that I wasn't the only one with stinky balls when I was a young child.
Oh, surely not.
So then I go, well, we're just gonna have to fix this. I'm gonna have to get my own. So I go to the drugstore and I buy body wash and Irish Spring body wash, and I stick it in my backpack.
Of course, it's
And
Irish Spring, too.
Yeah, it is. That's what they had. And
It was $1.50.
and I would go into the bathroom about 2 or 3 times, and just same way.
In a day?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even. I'm stay on top of it. I'm not even. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even get a whiff. I would just do that.
That's kind of a lot. Yeah. Okay.
I would just do that, and well, I would get out of the shower at I'd take a shower at well, at this point, I quit showering in the morning because it didn't do any good. Right? I would just shower at night because it was by the fucking second period, my balls were stinking. I didn't know what happened. So I take this fucking body wash to school with me and just give her a nice little rub-a-dub scrub. Once or maybe one, I'd say 2 or 3, like once or twice a day, probably.
Okay.
Like at least right after athletics for sure, because that was at 11.
That makes the most sense.
And then probably one more time, either in the morning or in the afternoon. I distinctly remember at least doing it twice in a day, but I don't know how many times I did that.
Okay.
But anyways, and I find out finally to remedy this, I decide, you know what I should just do? I should just shave my balls and see what that does.
Oh.
And lo and behold, no more stinky balls. And I was like, oh, maybe. And then I started buying, all of the man care stuff. So I started buying
At 13 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was, things were rough. Okay. I went through a lot of phases at 13. Like I was emo for a little bit. And then I realized, oh, these clothes don't fit me. Then I was emo Christian for a little bit. And I was like, I don't care.
This is dumb.
I don't like this as much. It's not as much fun. There's a lot more guilt involved with this one.
Yeah, this is all the bad parts of emo.
Yeah, then I was a Hollister kid for a little bit. There's a picture floating around the internet somewhere of me in a striped Hollister polo shirt with a puka shell necklace. And finally, like around 16 or 17, I landed on I just wear jeans and a t-shirt, and that's what I've been doing ever since. But I had a lot going on back then, so I was very self-conscious about my public persona.
Yeah, I think we all were. I feel like that's
like
part of being a teenager.
I was also at this time. I was also in a school that at one point. So I don't know. Before I want to say maybe this was in middle school or like my freshman year of high school. I had an altercation with another dude in band. And
were you in band?
Yeah, I was in band for a little bit. This had to have been.
What did you play?
This had to have been 8th grade. Trumpet.
Okay.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me play drums.
Why are we in a ska band right now? Why do we
Because
not have a ska band?
Because I was like 10th chair in a trumpet section of 13. I'm not good at trumpet. What are you gonna play? Do you play guitar?
No, I'm gonna sing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that works.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Yeah, right. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, just do it with your mouth. We don't actually have to. We'll take the pictures of you like holding the trumpet for the album cover, but just do it with your face.
That was kind of Ricky Martin, though.
I was thinking more of Bill Hader at the beginning of Pineapple Express.
That's good stuff. Anyways, I had gotten in an altercation with a young man, and it was all right. So, in a small town in those days, if a kid was thought to be gay, it was a big deal. Nobody really bashed him or anything like that, like, and not physically or verbally, at least to their face.
Yeah, but
Right,
everybody
but
whispered behind his back
right,
and was
right.
hateful and
Sure.
didn't invite him
Well,
to the
this wasn't about
sleepovers.
this. I had dated this girl who was rumored to be gay, and uh, I like
Which is also, as much as everybody now is like,
yeah.
two ladies, hot. Back in the
It was
day,
a-
also was not cool.
Yes, in a town of 3,000 people, it's a big deal. So,
Arguably even more taboo.
and I felt bad about this for a long time, but after like seeing it through an adult eyes, I didn't really fucking do anything.
Okay, so what happened?
What happened was, I was told, do you know she's gay or she's gay now or whatever, and so I told other people that, but that was already being told to everybody else.
And it's what you. How old were you?
14.
It's what you do when you're 14.
So
I would have spread that shit
What
around
I-
so fast.
what happened was I told her because she confronted me in band.
Fair.
She confronts
At
me
least
and
you
goes,
owned up to it.
She goes, "Are you telling people that I'm gay?" And she was that pretty religious.
Yeah.
Catholic.
Oh, scary. Can't
Maybe.
be-
I don't know though.
Scary,
But she
too.
said, "Are you telling people that?" And I said, "That's what I've been hearing." So yeah, basically,
I mean,
but that's what
somebody
I got
me,
told.
Somebody told me
and
that.
she said, "Who
and
told you?" And so I told her who told me.
Fucking that guy right there.
Yeah, and he did not like that, so he rushed me, and a couple of guys got between us before anything happened.
You didn't do anything wrong.
So
I'd have done the
yeah,
same
well,
thing.
me and him have since run into each other way down the road and gotten drunk over it, and he was like, "Man, I'm sorry about that," and I was like, "Hey, we're fucking,
Like, did you
we're
ma-
adults. It doesn't matter."
Did you get to the bottom of
We-
it? Like, did he make it up or did he hear it from
No,
somebody
she
else?
is. She is. She's married. I think she's married to a woman or dating a woman.
Oh, good for her.
So I mean, it was pretty.
But basically, she was outed against her will in middle school.
I guess so. Well, I don't
Yeah.
know if she had. I think it took her a while because I think she was bi for a while, and then like, I think it was a lot more than that.
I bet what had happened was she was talking to a girl, and a girl
it's exactly
got
what
the
it sounded like.
feeling that she wanted more than friendship, and that girl went and told somebody. That
I think
sucks.
the rumor was something along those lines. But so, all of that backstory to say, one day it's like my sophomore, freshman year, and this is why I was so anxious about this kind of stuff. We're sitting in class, and a dude in class who he's fine now, we're adults, but at the time was a dickhead, right? In high school, he was a dickhead. And he was like, "Hey, do you remember that time that we're both, me and her, are in this class with him? You remember that time that all of that happened? Just out of nowhere."
The guy that charged you, or a different guy?
A different guy just
Okay,
brought it up
okay.
randomly. Yeah. And I do remember, and to me and her credit, and everybody else in the room's credit, everybody else was just kind of like why does, because it didn't matter.
Sure.
But that was the kind of, for me it mattered because it was like,
Well, that involves me. Yeah.
Right, that involves
And for her,
me.
I'm sure it mattered even more.
Well, that's both of us, both me and her, looked at each other because we were at that point, we're fine, like it was over with. But looked at each other and we're just like, what the fuck? What does that matter? But like that was the kind of shit that would happen, and I didn't make it really easier on myself. You know what I mean? I was like trying to be like emo and shit, and like going to like Christian emo rock concerts and spending time in the desert. Which, by the way, yeah, it was
Spending
over in
time in the desert.
It's called Rock the Desert. I think they still do it. It was over in Midland, and it's a whole weekend of tweens and churches being out there listening to people. There was a guy, Family Force 5.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
yeah, and they were like Hollywood. They were like Christian Hollywood Undead. That is literally how he sang with like golden Hulk hands on. You probably heard of some of them.
The name sounds familiar.
There was a band called Red.
Didn't know that.
They had a couple songs get on Rock 108. That's how I knew they were big, because they got on Rock 108. So
That's
like,
the standard.
Yeah, for me anyways. I think I still think Abilene's a big city. Who else was there? Now I can't remember what it's called. I want to say not Judson Hawk. Switchfoot wasn't that?
That was the only one I could remember. I liked Switchfoot.
Yeah, they snuck in on everybody.
Dare you to move?
Yeah,
That's only I don't even.
How about that?
That melody wasn't even right.
How about what nobody talks about the ability
Sneaky
of
Christian music
of those bands, Creed, Flyleaf, Red.
Wait, was Creed
Skillet.
Christian?
Oh yeah, Creed is considered Christian rock. But
not that I'm
Skillet,
super disappointed.
right.
I'm still listening to Creed regularly.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Flyleaf, they're Christian.
So Flyleaf was at Sick
Thousand
New
Foot
World,
Krutch, I'm pretty sure is.
and what's her name? Lacey, something.
Lacey Peterson.
That's not it. She was murdered. Because that's all I could find in my head too was Lacey Peterson. I'm like, that's not it.
Who is that?
Lacey
Who's
Peterson?
Lacey Peterson. I don't know. I just remember that
Scott
name.
Peterson's pregnant wife that went missing on Christmas Eve and was
Is that where I know
found
that name from?
murdered in the.
She got muck ducked.
Yes.
Muck ducked.
She was like 8 months pregnant.
That sucks. It was a double
Yeah.
murder, huh?
Yes. But anyways, they were at Sick New World and great. They did great, but in between, she was doing the Christian rock thing of like towing the line between being rock and being Christian. And she just, I don't know that she said blessing, but just like basically like grateful to be, I'm so happy to be here with you and to be alive. And this is just such a blessing to share the space with you guys, and like bordering on.
All right, put hell around me. Just play the song. That's that shit. I don't really jam Flyleaf all that much.
Oh yeah,
I remember.
it was great.
I did have my Flyleaf phase. I had my 1,000 Foot Krutch phase. There was a time where I think I went to 4 Christian like rock concerts. Let me tell you, we came to one in Abilene, and it was Skillet. Skillet is good. They're good. All right?
Okay.
Their music, the fucking violin, it's cool. Like whatever. But they do the same thing that Flyleaf does. I noticed this. That's what I was going to bring up.
Vague things.
It's just very vague.
However you want.
It's exactly what South Park says, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But that's what makes them great, is because it can be interpreted however you want it to be interpreted.
Because technically it's inclusive.
That's why Creed. That's why they call Creed that. You can put Creed into several different genres, right? But I think that their main label is like a Christian.
Trash. Oh, right.
Yes. Creed is not trash. All right.
Okay.
I have made a 180. Creed is not.
I don't care. It's not for me. Like I for sure listened to it.
That's where you're wrong. Creed is for everybody.
I for sure listened to it back then, and Nickelback. The only one I stand by that I consider that little trifecta was 3 Doors Down.
What trifecta? Oh, sorry.
How you feel about 3 Doors Down?
Oh, I like 3 Doors Down.
So I have a story that I don't think I've told on the podcast, but I've told it recently to my friends because of Barbie.
Uh-huh.
So I had a best friend very briefly in elementary school. We shared the same birthday, and her name was Kristen, and she was awesome. Now, I knew we both obviously liked the Barbie Girl song when it came out because we were in 2nd grade.
Right.
And my parents, as we've talked about, were a little more loose with what I was listening to. I had an older sister. I was going to be exposed to it anyway. It didn't fucking matter. So I bought her the Aqua album with the Barbie Girl song on it. And
Is that who sings that song?
Aqua,
Aqua?
yeah.
Okay.
And
Did that come out? That didn't get made for Barbie though. That was just she just used like.
her name is Barbie
Oh.
or Barbara or whatever. But like that's
Barbara.
Mattel sued her
Oh.
and lost because
Her
it's
name
her
is.
fucking name. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I got her that. She got me the Three Doors Down album with that fucking Kryptonite song on it because that shit was my jam and it is still my jam to this day.
If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a badass music video.
Yeah. So in my mind, I'm like, she got me Three Doors Down. I got her Aqua. This is equally matched. We did it. We did Best Friend Birthday. We fucking nailed it. Well, then her mom calls my mom and tells my mom that she threw away that fucking CD because of how graphic it is.
The
The Barbie. Well, I can't remember if it was just a single or how many. I feel like there were only like 5 songs on there, but yeah, it was too graphic. Even though we definitely didn't buy an R-rated album for her or parental advisory album, you know.
You know, that Three Doors Down album really went pretty hard.
Oh,
But-
I loved it.
I never really understood the music video with the old man that was dressed up as a superhero.
It's been so long since I've seen it.
So
The last time I've seen it, it was on MTV, I'm sure. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's like I think they're in a bar or something, and there's this old man, and I don't know if there's crime happening somewhere. Somebody does a crime.
There's always crime happening somewhere.
But the old man is like a Superman, and I guess he's also senile. So he's like, I guess that makes sense. I guess it makes sense if you say if I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? So maybe I did get the music video, and I just didn't at the time because I'm remembering it all now. Do you remember Jimmy Eat World's music video? It's what is it called? Well, I can't remember the song.
The middle is their most
the middle, yeah. It does take that one.
Yeah.
Where everybody
You just started and you didn't finish
well,
it.
my voice is. I don't know if you noticed, but
You got frog in your throat?
I gotta like
Get you some whiskey.
Get
you some whiskey. Get the frog.
Get you some whiskey.
Get the frog drunk, and then you'll be better. That's a good solution, I think. He wants a drink too.
Just get yourself water and get yourself a little bit of that whiskey and get yourself sit down. You feel all better. I'm telling you. Anyways, they all jump in the pool. Everybody's in their underwear. Like tidy whities and underwear.
I have a vague memory of that.
That fucking song went hard.
Yeah, that song still goes hard.
Yeah, I still have that song on repeat.
Yeah, it's a good song. No notes. It's great.
No notes. Matchbox 20. I just recently rediscovered the one that he does with Carlos Santana.
Oh,
right?
Smooth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy, that's a good one.
Well, you know what I'm
I
saying?
used to have the biggest crush on Rob Thomas, which is so
Those bangs, you know, the way that he like
embarrassing.
perfectly hung.
The bangs is not the problem. The problem was his chronic dark circles. Like he just
He
looked
was so tired.
Or
He
strung
was so
out.
smooth. I think he
But
was
I
probably
have
strung
said
out.
on the podcast before that was my type is a guy that's probably not on drugs, but at least it looks like he's on drugs.
You know,
So that checks out.
Here's what the thing about Rob Thomas was that people didn't understand was, all right, he is the pioneer of the dad bod. All right,
I guess he was a little soft. to
right?
his
He
tongue.
was. He was just very soft. He was like, you think about Ricky Martin at the time before he came out. Everybody, he was real nice looking.
Can we talk about women and girls in the 90s
They had no
just
idea.
being so headstrongly attracted to the gay men?
It was just like Liberace,
Yeah.
right? Everybody loved Liberace, and
My mom, I remember it being like
Fucking-
the
well-
late 90s, early 2000s, and my mom still being in denial about Elton John.
What was the Western star? Not Rhett Butler. That's in Gone with the Wind.
Yeah. I was like, that's
Well, I
what's his
think a
face's
gay
name?
well, that's the reason I'm thinking of that is because the actor I'm trying to remember played him in on Broadway.
Oh, I don't
He
know.
was maybe it was Rex.
I don't know.
I can't remember, but anyways, yeah, he was super gay, and he was literally like, you know how how they do the closeted macho gay dude, and it's always like black hair, big black mustache, and like a red shirt.
I'm into it. Yeah.
That's it's because of him. That's what he looked like.
So let me give a little bit of insight into potentially why that was a thing. Is women put so much effort into their appearance and their hygiene and their overall persona, right?
Mhm.
And straight men don't give us that. We get no effort. We get I'm washing my balls with a paper towel in the bathroom, and
I was
that's
14.
and that's the best you're gonna get, right?
I was 14.
Okay, I'm just saying. In this scenario, I'm also 14, right? So when you see somebody like Ricky Martin, who is clean cut, very handsome, abs, like spends more time on himself than I do. It's like, ooh, that's different. He's a special kind of guy. And the reason that he is because he's gay.
Well, here's a little insight from me.
A straight
obviously.
man.
A straighty.
A straight.
Yeah, a straight. We first of all, straight guys, we're dumb.
Yeah, we know.
We're just real dumb. But I also we also understand doing things like that in a more transactional way, right?
Yes.
So let me give you an example. I was at that, yes, washing my balls, in the sink at the school because I felt like they stunk. But also, during the same time, I got a girl. This is so fucking stupid.
Let's hear it.
I liked this girl who lived in another town. So we had hung out once, and I was like, and we had been texting. She told me her favorite color was.
Doesn't matter. Purple. Green.
Well, it does because it kind of matters to the roses. Some fucking like
Weird
orangish, reddish, fucking
Sure.
stupid color.
Salmon.
Yeah, salmon color. Her favorite color was salmon. And so I went to the flower shop, and I saw this.
How old were you? 14?
I was 16.
Okay.
This was 16.
Okay.
So I was coming out of the
balls.
Still had stinky balls, but I had compressions on now.
Yeah. We
So
figured it out a little bit.
We're figuring it out.
Leveling up the ball funk game.
Yes, exactly. The ball funk suppression. So I go to the flower shop there in town, and I get half a dozen roses, and I have them sent to the school. Oh, and I'll tell you another one. Her school. And I write on the card in my shitty little fourth grader handwriting, just because it's Wednesday. And she never talked to me again.
Oh, no!
I never heard from her again.
See, that's an adult move.
Right.
That's some shit that you have not done for me.
But
I would have appreciated, but you did it for this dumb bitch when you were 16.
Well, I forgot another time in 7th grade when I got my first girlfriend for Valentine's Day. This is so ridiculous. Oh my God. So listen to this fucking relationship.
Recovered memories.
So I've just been wanting to tell you about this, and I always fucking forget. So anyways, first girlfriend. Get a note.
How old?
7. I was like 13.
Okay.
Get a note. Hey, so and so likes you. Do you like her? Yes.
Remember
I like
how that
her.
used to work?
Right. Yeah. And that was like a normal thing. Like you just wrote a note, and anyways, and it was considered romantic as well, right? Like I feel like there's. They may still do it, but I doubt it.
Well, people still do that kind of.
Just text.
Because one of
I
the
just Snapchat you. Do
one
you
of
like
the last
so-and-so?
times my whole group of friends was out at a bar together. We're all very intimidating. We're all very beautiful. And this guy walks up, and he's like, I mean, probably a fresh 21, little white guy. And he starts talking to one of the girls and is like, oh, my friend thinks you're cute, but he's too afraid to come over and like say anything. And of course, one of the other girls is like, tell your motherfucking friend to stop being a coward and to stop sending you as his messenger because you look like a fool.
Yeah. So,
but apparently people still do that shit. My friend thinks you're cute. Teehee, do you think he's cute?
no.
Check yes or no.
Yeah. So I said yes because I wanted a girlfriend real bad.
I don't even know who that bitch is, but yes.
So get her number. And we never hung out. We dated, and for the first 2 weeks of this relationship, I only knew her voice. We went to the same school.
I was like, you didn't even like hold hands
I
in
had
between
just
classes?
gotten there. I had been there 2 weeks. I didn't know who anybody was. So for like another 2 weeks, I don't even know who my girlfriend's supposed to be.
So I was not wrong in my little joke just then about you not even knowing who she was when you said yes. You were just like, a girl likes me. I am interested.
I'll figure it out.
I'm very interested.
So we would talk about, I'd call her on the phone, and we never did it, but we would talk about meeting up at the old school to hang out. But she could never get out of her house or never get away from her house. So the first time I get to hang out with her, oh, this poor girl. First time I get to hang out with her is at the dance we have. It's basically the first time I fucking see her.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
I was
that's
like,
what my girlfriend looks like.
I was like, yep. I was like, that's what she looked like, huh? You were cuter on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
I remember thinking, this bitch looked like Squidward.
Oh no! In that moment, had you like put together that you had seen her around school, or you'd never seen her?
Never paid that much attention. She was older than me. She was like a year older.
Older
than me.
Squidward. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I dated her for probably a month or so, and Valentine's Day, right through Valentine's Day, and on Valentine's Day, I bought her like a dozen red roses and a big red bear that said "Te amo" on it. Right.
That's adorable.
And I didn't know what "Te amo" meant. I just knew that it was romantic. And,
it is.
And then I was like, "Oh, that's."
It is.
And she was like, "Thank you very much." And I was like, "Oh, I told my mom, or my mom told me what that meant, and I was like, "Oh,
oops."
Oh, I be saying stuff." So we stopped dating after a little while, and then the girl that I actually had the gay altercation with, right? She became my girlfriend for a while, and I liked her a lot. She was my first kiss.
Nice.
That shit was wild. That was like a movie. We were at a basketball game, and I was like, I want to kiss her, but I don't know how to do it.
And y'all were dating already at this point, okay?
And I was like, I want to kiss her, but I don't know how to do it. And
you go, do I have something right there? And then you turn to kiss her right when she goes to look.
I get her to go outside with me, and we're standing outside, and we walk around the corner of the building.
As you do.
Right. Out of the front of the deal. And I can't remember exactly what I said, but...
is it okay if I kiss you right now?
I can't remember. Yeah, I'm basically trying to get to that, right? And she goes, "Is this what you want?" And just lays it on me. And I was like,
"Yes, bitch. You weren't her first kiss."
And then all of
That's for sure. She had done that
all
before.
of a sudden, something in me went kink, and I was like, "This is a thing now. I don't mind this at all."
Yep.
And
yeah,
so,
you were definitely not her first kiss.
Yeah,
she was
for
like,
sure. For sure.
I got this. You're scared. I can feel it.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, she was
nice.
Cool. But that, so back to the insight I was going to give. Sorry, y'all. The insight I'm saying
because I can't keep up.
Right. The insight that I was going to give is.
Oh, yeah. Gay people. Got it.
Gay people.
Gay men.
No. The reason that I think we as straights get it wrong is because it is transactional, but also those, like, you're like, I would have loved that. But it's like, yeah, but you weren't there. And this person like responded in this way. So when those early actions are
You
done,
got Squidward, a teddy bear that said "I love you,"
but you don't. But
and
that's,
we've been together
But
for 2 years.
but I was 13
and I don't have
or 12 or 13.
and I don't have no teddy bear and no flowers,
Because-
and no nothing.
because you do that as well. At that point, I will say for that one, I just didn't know what I was doing. I was like, this is what you do on Valentine's Day, like
It is.
right. I was like, this is just what you're supposed to do is get gifts, like big gifts like this for Valentine's Day. But then you grow up, then you hear how everybody thinks Valentine's Day is stupid for long enough. You're like, okay, I guess I don't do
Okay, I
Valentine's
say
Day.
that shit, but
Yeah, but I want something.
I don't want something. Flowers.
Okay.
Flowers. Make
Put
me
that
dinner.
down in my journal.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. Jot that shit down. Miranda would
Flower.
love flowers with the note just because it's Wednesday.
Get flowers. So that one, no, that one though, that one caused like, oh, that one was damage because
Which one? The flowers?
the one that got rejected. Like she never talked to me again, and she was like, "That's just too much."
It's not, though. It was 6 flowers.
Yeah, that's what the fuck I said. Sorry,
It is
but that's
6
what
flowers.
I said when I walked in there.
I would have lost my mind with joy. I would have been walking on air.
Yeah, I fucking went in there.
Like,
and
maybe
I,
it would have been weird if y'all had been dating for 3 days.
tulips.
You know? Cute.
It wasn't it wasn't roses. It was tulips.
Even
That's
less romantic, honestly.
That was you know why?
What's her favorite flower?
Yeah, it was her favorite flower. She told me that, and I said to myself, you know, it would be really cool
Mental
to
note
prove to her
that I
and
listen.
Also, on Hitch, this is what Will Smith tells Kevin Smith to do. So this is not Smith. Is it Smith? No, I don't remember. Heffernan. What does this call him? Heffernan. This is what he tells Doug Heffernan to do on Hitch. And so that's why I wrote just because it's Wednesday, because that's what Will Smith said to do. And it didn't fucking work. But I was super into this girl because as a 16-year-old, if you're super hot, that's a definite plus. And as an overweight 16-year-old, to have a super hot girl into
I'm
you
trying to
is
keep
even
you.
best.
I'm trying to keep you.
Right. And
What can I do to keep this flame alight?
so I never hear from her again. And I go into
Ooh, this woman.
I go into the pizza place, and her cousin who set us up was like, yeah, I think that was just a little too much for her. She's just not ready for all that. And so I was like, okay, mental note, never do that again. But that
She ruined it for me.
that it does. It ruins it because we understand it one way as a transaction. Like, and not a transaction is I give you this, you give me sex.
Pussy, yeah.
But well, in certain ways too. But
You're earning affection.
Our affection, yeah, it's equity, right? Like I trust you more. Like I'm trusting you more. So here is me
Being vulnerable
I don't know
and
how to
putting
say
myself
stuff.
out there.
Yeah, that's why dudes always fuck up and buy jewelry when they should just say you look pretty. But it's like we tried that once, right? And it's well, and I don't want to speak in generalities. I will just say with some guys, being one of those dudes, you try that once, and like I said before, I just stopped wearing underwear because it was a problem.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm not going to do that instead of, and for me anyways, it was also I didn't really have anybody to go to on this.
Yeah.
Right? Like I didn't like, how do I handle this? At this point I was either with my dad who was like, I don't know. Or my mom who was like, I don't know. And so
Your dad seems like he had game. I feel like he might have had some insight and some
My
good
dad-
advice.
my dad was like what I'm talking about. My dad was the kind of dude that was like, at least it seemed like, he would spit a little game, I'm sure, but I asked my mom like what she liked about him, and she was like, he could dance backwards. And it's like that's stuff that I
Okay.
right, like I can dance backwards. I can do there's things that I do just like naturally, or as you know, I think I'm probably can talk a little better than him, but that's because I got a lot of anxiety and I talk a lot. So I talked a lot as a child. That's the only way I got it out. But you guys like that, or like me, I guess, in a way, will experience that negative reaction, and then it's just like, okay,
That was a mistake.
That's a mistake. So I'm gonna either, like I did, dial it back to a point where you're like, what? Why don't I get it, right?
Right.
Or they just stop doing it completely and they turn into either an incel or an asshole, one of the two.
Sure.
They don't do anything nice. They don't say anything nice, and when they do say something nice, it's condescending and kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Because they never learned how to talk.
Creepy.
Or super creepy. Yeah. Like you have really nice pinky toes.
I would fucking die. If somebody told me that, I would die. I feel like just on the spot, keel over.
I remember
In a bad way, to clarify.
a girl complimented my feet once, and I was like, she goes, "You got really pretty feet," and I was like,
In her defense,
I
you
love
do,
you.
and I say it all the time.
I was like, "I love you," in my head. I love you. We together? No. That's what your reaction is, right? But then you just go, and turn around and walk off.
You do have very delicate, lovely lady feet. You have a nice high arch.
Yeah, I thought that was a good thing. Apparently, it's a bad thing.
Why?
Like high arches. Like apparently, like
for your posture and shit. Yeah, I don't think
guess,
it's
yeah,
good for your
not very
body.
Good. Well, I got a shitty body, so what can I say?
Yeah, but let me wax them in the tops of your feet and your toes, and then we can do an only feet, and we can get some money in this bitch. Because y'all ain't paying us.
Patreon only feet. I'll paint my toenails whatever color you guys want.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can be a sex worker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I can speak from a sex worker perspective.
Okay.
Us sex workers feel
Okay.
that if we had a union and a place to meet. By the way, my sister told me this. I needed to share this with you, but I figured I'd share it with y'all too. That my nephew has become like the rest of us. Yes, like the rest of us. He was watching SVU. She said he was in the living room and he just shouted, "You didn't even Mirandize him!"
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, yeah, it has begun. All of us, since we were children, have watched Law and Order.
Yep.
And by the way, I just want to say that mid SVU Benson, hottest Benson, like first or second kid Benson, she like gets the mom figure going. She like fills out. She's not all skinny and kind of like severe. Like the first few seasons, she's got that butch cut. Right?
You don't deserve Mariska Hargitay at her seasons 1 and 2 then, in that scenario.
What do you mean?
Calling her severe?
Her
With a butch cut?
Well, okay. What do you call a close crop cut?
She didn't have a close cropped
In the beginning, it was like very like you know what it was. Butch may be the wrong word, but it was a very not like very businesswoman 90s style haircut. But severe as in like she wasn't as soft. Not physically.
As a female detective, you have to be taken seriously.
But she wasn't just a female detective. She's a special victims unit detective.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, after the first or second kid, her character softened a lot more.
Yeah.
Right? Her actual kids. And she got way hotter because I got a thing for long hair. So she grew her hair out, but she also filled out a lot more. So physically she got hotter. But her whole, even her face changed, right? She put on, I guess maybe she put on some weight.
Yeah, kids and hormones will do that to you.
But just her acting and like her character itself was hot. It was always hot, but like way, way hotter. Like, you know the DAs that they would always have in there, like how many hot DAs can New York have? You know what I'm saying?
A lot.
But like, you know how like the DAs were very like,
there was
one
one redhead lady one.
Yeah.
That I'll never forget.
Which is crazy because she played a criminal in the early season and then she played a DA or an ADA later on.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was watching SVU once and like an early one, and she played a lady who like murdered somebody or whatever, and then like two seasons, not even that long later, she's a fucking ADA, And
They were like, our ratings were through the roof. We got to get this bitch back on here in a recurring role.
right, exactly. But where was I going with that?
I don't know,
Oh,
man.
I was making my point. She wasn't so much right, and she was very like, you know what I'm saying? She was like smooth with it
Yeah.
and like easy. She seemed like a mom, and everybody loves a hot mom. Hot moms are
You specifically.
Hey, hot moms are way hotter than just hot regular ladies. It's just something about it. I don't know why.
Okay.
And there's a reason it's like the -- search thing everywhere.
That's a kink that I may never fulfill for you. Sorry.
Oh no, I don't need. So here's no. It ain't like it's weird, right? Like that part of it, the like deep dive, not I guess not even deep dive, but the like leaning real hard into that, it's not for me, right? Like I don't want.
I just mean I may never be a hot mom.
Oh, you're gonna be.
I'm
hot.
just gonna be a normal hot
You're
lady.
just gonna be hot all the time.
But you just said.
Oh no!
Moms,
once you get
moms.
whenever you get the one bright gray streak, that's your hot mom. You don't have to be a mom. If Pornhub has taught us anything, you don't actually have to be a mother. You don't even have to. You don't even have to be a MILF.
And hopefully you don't have to be related.
Yeah, you can just to be a mom, right? You can. Anybody's a mom on there. You just have to type that. Yeah, hot moms are the best. That's all I have to say on that.
Okay. Back to why straight men are terrible.
Because hot moms are the best. Straight men
Okay.
are terrible because hot moms are the best.
Yeah.
No, I think that, we only understand, we're too literal as creatures. And so when those negative things happen to us, we internalize it, and then, we switch gears.
Well, I think you had it with transactional. And
Yeah.
it being like,
That was a bad
okay,
transaction.
that didn't work in my favor for this transaction.
Yeah.
Let me go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, let me try that again.
Yeah.
But like a different way. And
A much different
sadly,
way.
they have shows like Pickup Artists, which teach you to nag, and
Don't do that.
all that
y'all.
weird shit. I don't think people do. I would hope that people don't actually do that anymore. But if they do, they're mentally unstable.
Yeah. I mean, people do still do that. Because men are the worst.
Men are the worst. Anyways, men are the worst. That's about an hour. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Remember, dudes suck, girls rock. I saw a TikTok that was like it was like a classroom, and it had that old preacher. I can't remember what his name. He's a terrible person.
They
The
all
one
are.
there with the private jet, and they catch him with the private jet. You know what I'm talking about? He does the
The one that just died?
possibly. And then maybe his name's like Clayton or something like
No,
that. He's
okay.
like he looks like a demon. He looks like the guy from The Mask.
Mm-hmm.
The evil guy
Dorian
from The
or
Mask. Dorian
whatever
from
it
The
is.
Mask. That's
Mhm.
him. And he goes, "No, I don't either. Don't you never say I did." And
Oh yeah, I don't
that
think he's died yet. I wish he would though.
That guy. And the meme is like when they say boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider, and he says, "Don't know what? No, I don't either. And don't you never say I did." And that's where we're gonna end. Something you can't see or possibly reference. Anyways, appreciate you guys tuning in. Go check out all our links. Like, share, subscribe. Go check out our YouTube channel, Latchkey Kids Podcast. Hope you guys are enjoying the shorts and the reels and stuff. We're trying to
We try.
be more
We
more
try.
pro. Anyways, thanks. Bye.
Bye.